What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here with me today as we continue our LP of Don't Starve. So, last episode we had run into a koalefant, which was a little bit of a problem, but we were able to take him out with minimal damage done. And so you'll see here that I've turned his Snoot into a puffy vest, which we're now going to wear. I actually gave it a test drive for a little bit earlier, and it did a pretty good job. It did a pretty fair job. I'm going to be really honest. It did a great job of keeping me covered from the elements as we were running around. And so with that done, I think it's about time that we create our first pig house. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll kind of talk about what we're going to do for the rest of the day. I don't really want the pig house to be too close to my territory, so when considering where I want the pig house to be, I think I'm going to put it a little ways out, and I'm also going to try and build them in a circle. Oh good, it came with a pig. I had no idea. It's been a little bit since I've played this game and built a pig house, so I think this may actually be the first time that I've actually had a long-running game in quite some time. I know that for some of you out there, 31 days is not going to be that impressive. And for me, honestly, it's not really that impressive either. However, I have been able to get to this point in an LP only a few times. Usually I spend so much time commentating that I get myself into trouble and eventually killed. Now, Chester is full of bunnies, and so let's take a couple of those out. We're actually going to kill off 2 of them at the moment so that we can come up here and dry out the meat. So at least that's happening while we're gone. We're also going to take this jerky with us, and then we're going to head out. I had to take a moment there. I had to think really, really hard because my thought process is not running so well. I just had like one of those big, thick dinners, like one of those dinners that just like wears you out. Like you ate so much dinner that you now feel tired. Like you have the itis. You got that sleep coma coming on, and so I've made the mistake at this point of trying to make an episode after eating that much food, but we're going to see how this turns out and if I can keep my thought process flowing, if I can keep it robust. Anyways, so I'm going to grab some grass while we're going down here, but our adventure today is we're going to try and make it to the southwestern, the southwestern pig city, and we're going to knock out as many pig houses as possible and relocate them, because I would like to have a reliable pig city nearby for the near future. That's going to give me a nice stockpile of pigs from which to get pigskin so that I can make pigskin helmets, pigskin backpacks, and so forth. Just all kinds of useful stuff. So I believe I want to go down this way, and so I suppose we'll head that way, and we'll see what happens once we get there. I actually don't know if this vest ever wears off. From what I can tell, they've added durability to just about everything in the game, and I think that's probably a good change that Klei has decided to make. Initially, I found it to be one of those things that I didn't really agree with. I thought, you know, once you've got stuff, you should be able to hold on to it, you should be able to stockpile it, but in reality, everything wears out. I think that we have that problem with just about every object in our daily lives, and I think Klei has been smart in noting that it keeps the game mobile as well. It keeps you actually having to strive for something at any given time, and I think it kind of runs the risk of putting you in a place where you have so much stuff stockpiled up later on that you actually have no need for any of the things you would actually search for. And we're being attacked by spiders. I forgot that this forest is actually infested with a ridiculous amount of spiders, so that's probably going to get us in trouble while we're down here too. Luckily, the evenings are pretty long, so I'm just going to try and grab the easy houses while we're out here. I think the vest and the bunny ears, the earmuffs that we've made, they should be able to keep us covered. I really don't know what the wear-out quality on those is going to be, but I know for a fact we've got a ton of pig houses down in here, so we need to be on the lookout for them. Hopefully our warm clothing holds out. It looks like it only uses up like a few % per day, so it's not a giant kind of pecuniary expenditure. It's not something that's going to annihilate us in the long run if we actually end up using this thing, especially since our winter, I think, started on day 21 or day 20, so that's going to leave us with at most another 10 days of winter. Like, I think winter at its normal length is usually about 15 days long. I'm not really sure what we're going to get saddled with in this LP. I'm hoping for a short winter, because if we end up with a long one, it kind of sucks. Oh, we're in a swamp right now. That's unfortunate. Okay, I can't see what the ground looks like right now because it's so dark out. Perhaps a torch is in order. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's make ourselves a torch so that I can at least see what's lit underfoot, possibly. I don't know how well that's going to work in my favor. We'll set the forest on fire too, and then that'll get rid of a lot of the spiders and things. We'll follow the flames while we go through. We'll just be a little bit of a pyrotechnician right here. That's right, cower in fear, spiders, over my mastery of the elements, or of the element. The singular element, haha, but not in the scientific sense, in the alchemical sense. And so we got some, ashes. We'll take those, all right. I should chop all these down and actually try to get some charcoal out of these so I can make boomerangs and things of that nature, that would probably be a smart idea. So let me get an axe out, and while we wait for... I'm not going to do it right now, but I think it's probably... yeah, I should probably make a campfire fairly shortly at least, just to make sure that we have ourselves covered. And honestly, I could go back and collect all that charcoal, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's take a look. Does anybody know, by the way, if you could tell me down in the comments, does a torch help with your warmth during winter? That was something that I was thinking about the other day. I'm not really sure if that's something that would be practical, but it seems like if you had a torch, you could keep yourself warm. I'm going to make a campfire right here next to this pig house so that we can get some further work done. Once I destroy this pig house, I'm actually going to set this area of forest on fire too, so that we can get even more ashes and even more charcoal, because we walked away from our initial little area, so it's not going to be available right now. But let's grab our hammer, and then we shall destroy him with our hammer. Oh, and did the hammer break? Oh, no, it didn't. There we go. And so, oh, he's going to stay near the fire. Okay, and that's fine. Whatever, man. I don't mind. He's shivering. Now I feel guilty, though. That's not cool. And so we don't actually have enough storage space. I should have thought about that while I was out here. Oh, I can be such an idiot sometimes. I actually didn't give that any thought. That is going to be a problem, and it's because I'm carrying around a bunch of rocks. Of course. Of course I'm carrying around a bunch of rocks. Why wouldn't I be? Anyways, let's see if we get that built up a little bit so that I can see out here. I know I was carrying around a bunch of mold with me for no apparent reason, so the rot is not going to be of much use to us. We've got extra long nights now, so the question of the day, I guess, for this one, I suppose... let's think about it for a moment here. Alright, so what is the coolest thing that you have ever built out of Legos? For me, it was like this 4,000 piece, like, Lego pirate ship that was actually probably for somebody like in their mid-20s. Like, it was a really, really complicated build. I was like 10 years old, so you can safely assume that my parents did most of it for me because, let's face it, I was retarded when I'm retarded now. Like, I am mentally deranged at this point, so you can only imagine how deficient I was back in the day when I was 10 years old. But anyways, that being said, let me know what the coolest thing you ever built out of Legos was. If you didn't have Legos, then I don't know what to say. I weep for your childhood if you had no Legos. It's... I guess you could play with sticks or something. I mean, little kids are good at making sticks into all kinds of cool stuff. Like, it only took me in my prepubescent mind about 5 seconds to realize a stick could be a gun, a stick could be a spear, all kinds of cool stuff. And my parents were kind of, well, my mom was anyways. My mom didn't want me to play with, like, violent toys when I was a kid. And so they would never buy me, like, toy guns or anything of that nature. And they gave up on that whole thing once they realized I was just running around the front yard with sticks pretending they were rifles. They were like, well, boys will be boys. We give up. So you can't fight nature. You can't fight 2,000 years of human nature. You just can't do it. Oh, even more than that. Probably 10,000 years. But anyways, Day, come on. Come on and break. I'm out of material. Day, you got to help me out here. You got to play me off stage. There we go. So it's the next day. Let's go take a look and see what we can find. We did slaughter that pig. That's going to get us in a little bit of trouble in the long run with Krampus, but I'm not going to stress about it right now because, honestly, at the moment, getting ourselves situated... Did I drop my hammer back there? Oh, I'm an idiot. No, there it is. Okay, cool. Woo! Got nervous there for a second. I was like, no, my hammer! My hammer, I'm so upset. And so let's get that. And you've got to pick up the pig skins first. If this is your first kind of introduction to pigmen, pick up the pig skins, because if you don't, they will eat them. Like, I'm not sure. Sometimes it throws the pig skins in random directions, and the pigs will eat them long before you can actually get them picked up, and it's unfortunate. They're quite cannibalistic. I'm actually going to fight this pig right here. Now, I don't really know if our puffy vest is... Oh, no! They've ganged up on me. They're calling in reinforcements. There's another house right here. I don't remember what these boards and things are going to stack to at this point. So it may... I don't know if I want to break these down just yet. They should de-aggro. There they go. Wait, nope. They're still aggroed. Unfortunate. I like how the pigs have little farms and things now. The last time I played, they actually didn't have all these little kind of assorted pig villas. Oh my god, we have taken so much damage. Alright, so let's get on away from here. Let's see if we can get ourselves to a safe distance, and once we get there... I like how there's some variance in the pigs' colors of the coloration of their skin, too. Their pigmentation's a little bit different depending. I like that as well. It makes them a little bit more individualized. I like that. There's a lot of everything about this game. Every time I play it, I've noticed that the developers have put in all kinds of cool stuff that just make the game more fun. And I never cease to be amazed. I never cease to be amazed. Every single time, it's something new. Some new little detail. There's that love and care. It's because of this game that I've bought some of Klei's other projects, and I'm actually playing through Shank right now, which seems pretty cool. I don't know if I love it per se, just because it's one of those games that it feels like one of those games from my childhood, like when I used to get on the Sega Genesis and play like Streets of Rage all day, or, you know, back in the day with Final Fight and so forth. It feels a little bit outdated in that respect, but at the same time, it feels classic for the same reason, so it's kind of balancing each other out. I haven't had the chance to beat it just yet, but that game is pretty ultra-violent, to be honest. It almost feels like something that, I don't know, something like Stanley Kubrick would throw out there, something similar to Hotline Miami, you know what I mean? Just ridiculous ultra-violence for long periods of time. It looks like we can stack things up a little bit higher, so why not? I'm going to take their grass supply too, actually, because one thing that I've noticed is I am ridiculously low on grass back at our camp because our grass plants aren't growing because it's winter, and that's going to get us into trouble too. Ooh, they stack to 11 now. Hopefully the blocks and things will stack higher than 10 maybe? I don't know. They added that restriction, so I know for a fact they've buffed it thus far. And is that going to give me a new stack? It's going to give me a new stack. Damn. Okay, so we can stack the pigskins pretty high. Let's go ahead, and what can I get rid of here that's kind of useless to me? I don't need a lot of ash, and I also don't need those extra little 3 tidbits of stone, so we'll go ahead and grab the rest of this, and then let's head on back to base. I'm pretty stoked, to be honest, to draw upon my California linguistics there. I am pretty stoked about this whole situation. Now, let me take a look at the map, because the map doesn't get covered in snow, so I think I can be safe from traveling on swamps, so long as I can keep myself looking at the map every now and again. Got some spiders that are out here sleeping in the snow. Luckily, they're not cold-blooded, so they won't freeze down forever. By the way, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but you can freeze bumblebees. Just think about this, and this isn't cruel. Hold on, just let me finish my thought. It's not cruelty to nature. I mean, it might be if you really want to push the issue, but ooh, I'll break this guy's house down too. Huff and puff and hit your house with a sledgehammer. There we go. Construction. Yay! Bob the D-Builder. Well, WX the D-Builder anyways. And so, let me see. Oh no, there's spiders everywhere. That's a little bit of a problem. I don't really want to travel by spider light or by spider. Oh, we're going the wrong way too. Alright, let me go down and to the left and see if we can go around the horn. Now, the worst possible thing that could happen right now is if we got attacked by deer clops or something of that nature. We could get ourselves into a fair bit of, well, not merriment, I guess. It would be an event that would be terrible. If you guys have never had the opportunity to run into deer clops as of yet, deer clops will ruin your day. Deer clops is pretty much the worst thing that can ever happen to you during the winter. There are ways around him, but most of them feel a little exploity to me. I mean, you can fight it out with them, I guess, if you've got like a marble suit or something of that nature, but I've never had any luck fighting with deer clops. I don't know. Maybe you guys have strategies that want to post down below. I could use whatever, any help that you can give me, because if we end up running into them, it is going to be a really, really unfortunate day, so. And this walk was not something that I was really excited about doing on camera, but I really hate to cut things. I do, because the few instances in which I cut things, while I'm running around off camera, I get myself into trouble, I get eaten, and then I've got to come back like I did with the last series and be like, well guys, I got killed off camera, and it's just sort of embarrassing, and it's a bit of a letdown for you guys, I think, too. It's just one of those little incidences that I try to avoid, so how far do we have? It's not too bad. Did I rotate my camera again? I think I did. There we go. That seems, I was like, this, once again, I feel very, very disoriented right now. I feel as though I'm like 90 degrees away from where I should be, which 90 degrees away from where you should be is 100. It's better than 180 degrees off, but we'd like to limit our measurement error in this regard, so. And it looks like that was kind of the test run for my snow gear, and it looks like it did the trick. It looks like it got us through the eve, and so once the day breaks, I think we're going to go out and we'll build the rest of our pig city. We have a pretty sizable grouping of, what is it? The heat stone looks like it's covered in snow. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, let's grab our logs here. Let's get a fire up and running. And then what I like to do with these vests is actually take it off at night when you're sitting next to the fire anyways. There's no point wasting it. There's absolutely no point letting it go to waste. So bear that in mind as you go along. Can I dry fruit? That'd be actually pretty cool if I can make some trail mix. That'd be one of those things that I love trail mix, but they don't tell you how bad trail mix is for you. You're like, it's trail mix. It's got to be healthy, right? It's got to be super healthy. No, it's not. It's terrible for you. It's got a lot of like nice things in it. I've heard a few nutritionists talk about, well, are you going to put off eating peanuts and almonds and things like that because they've got a lot of calories, or do you want to fill up on the good things that they've got for you? So once again, I apologize for clearing my throat there. I continue to just be swarmed with disease. I don't really know why I can't seem to recover from this illness. but it just will not let go. It is... No, 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 no. Oh, I ate my jerky like an idiot. That was awful. Okay, so let's kill a few more bunnies. And we'll put the jerky in Chester for now, I guess. And then we'll try and get a few more jerkies hung up. I think these should last us the next couple days. I think if we absolutely ate nothing for the next couple days, we'd still probably be alright in the long run. We just have to make it a little further. We're almost on the back end of winter. We're close enough to where I can smell it. I can smell the grass. I can hear the chirping of all the little birds and things of that nature that are going to make our lives easier. So hopefully we get there pretty soon. My experience with winter have always just been that it lasts too long. And I've heard that some of the challenge modes actually give you like permanent winter. And it just gets nastier and nastier and nastier. Let me take stock and see how many houses we can actually build right now. Looks like we've got enough materials for 3 more pig houses. That's kind of a letdown. I looked at the stone first. I was like, yeah, we can build 4. And then I looked at the rest. It was like, damn. Ooh, we got 1 left over. Still not enough, though. Still not enough. 1 too short, unfortunately. And so we'll put those blocks over there. Maybe I'll start building walls or something. I mean, the problem with building walls right now is that our camp is so expansive at this point that I really just don't see any way that we're going to be able to expand with walls without them just being ridiculous kind of... Yeah, ridiculous kind of Great Wall of China type structures. But anyways, let's go over here and get these pig houses built. And once we get these laid down, I think we'll be in good shape. So I'm going to try and give them kind of a circular kind of bent or kind of a circular layout. I don't really know how well that's going to work. I'm not very good at this. And there we go. And then we'll do 2 more, I think is what I have the supplies for. Nope, not even. Not even close. I mean, technically, I could kill off one of these pigs and get another one. There we go. And so now we've got a nice little pig city. And the benefit of the pig city is if you look over here, my sanity's going up. It acts as social interaction. The other thing that we can use the pigmen for is that we can train them. And so if we give them food that they like, they'll actually follow us around and they'll help us with all the chores and things that we need to do. They'll help us with things such as like chopping trees, getting in fights. We can actually kite our enemies over to the pigmen, and it should help us out a little bit. So there are uses for the pigmen, and I'm glad that we've decided to get set up in that regard. Let me grab these traps. I'm getting a little bit lazy with the trapping. I'm going to be honest. I'm turning into a bit of a panty waste when it comes to this sort of thing, just because I don't really think we're going to need too much more food to make it through the winter. I would like to get our farming situation set up a little bit better, but because winter's here, there's really no point. I've been putting it off a tad. We're going to be able to survive off honey as well once we get to the next spring period or the next summer period. I'm going to try and knock out as many beehives as possible, maybe put them over here, and then maybe make a hideaway for myself, maybe deconstruct a lot of the things that I have over here and move them to a more secluded location, surround it with walls, and then line it with traps so that we can keep ourselves safe from the ridiculous onslaught that is coming for us in the future. But, you know, those are all plans for the future. I'll probably play a few days in between this episode and the next one. So if it's like day 37 when we get back, don't worry about it. I promise I'll try and show off anything interesting that happens. But for the time being, I really feel like I've tapped out the things that I wanted to do for this episode. So this is probably going to be a pretty good place to step away and be like, I'll see you guys next time. So my name is Splattercat. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Be sure to check out the Facebook and the Twitter. I post updates to there. I have questions for you guys. And that's where I put my democratic things so that you guys can vote on what you'd like to see for the channel. Things like the next game I'll play and things of that nature all go up on there. And my own random kind of idiotic musings. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time and take care out there, everybody.